ballad of the young mother's hands.
This hand can feel the movement of my baby. It is the hand that my baby girl will hold on to. This is the hand that will brush through my baby girl's long locks.
I like my hand on my bump when my baby gives me a thump. He is special in every way, and I love him every day.
Although my veiny hand can make the Spock sign, when I become a mummy, my hand will feed and change my child. Be gentle, the first to hold my baby and wipe away his tears.
I like my hand on my bump when my baby gives me a thump. He is special in every way, and I will love him every day.
This hand will be the first hand to hold my unborn son. It feels the movement of him. This hand will comfort when he's down. This hand will brush away his tears.
I like my hand on my bump when my baby gives me a thump. He is special in every way, and I will love him every day.
This hand will cradle my baby. This hand could match my baby's hands. This hand could comfort my baby forever. These hands will learn new things daily.
I like my hand on my bump when my baby gives me a thump. He is special in every way, and I will love him every day. She's holding the test in one hand and she's rubbing the fingers of her other hand together, nervously, again and again. Her hands look manicured, but they're sweaty with anxiety. Her nails are polished, but still unbitten. She's at home, her parents' house, in the loo. Her mum's downstairs, her dad's in the bedroom. They don't know she's doing the test. It's mid-afternoon, she's 18, she's already broken up with a boyfriend. She's thinking, what if I am? I'm not sure. What am I going to do? There's no way I'm getting rid of it. She feels scared and very sick, nervous in the pit of her stomach. She's asking, is this really happening to me? Not me, no bloody way. She sees 3+ on the clear blue test and starts shaking with the wheels in her head still going round and round. I can't believe it. I can't be. This isn't real. How can I tell my mum? Never mind my mum, what about my dad? We should have used something. Why didn't we discuss it? What will my ex say? How am I going to tell him? And we're not even friends anymore. She wasn't going to be the one to tell his parents. What a nightmare. Okay, calm down. She's going to get her head together and tell her parents. She'll tell the ex another day. She feels even more sick now, plugging up the courage to tell her mum and dad. She imagines them getting upset about it. When she tells them, it's even worse than she thought. She'll never forget their disappointment, the look on her dad's face, the pressure he puts her under to get a termination. She knows, though, as she sits alone, that she's going to keep her baby no matter what people think. She knows her sister will be supportive, even if she does live 300 miles away. It's better than having no one, isn't it?
He's taken her home, telling her it's not his. She says, if it's not yours, whose is it? Who do you think I am, the Virgin Bloody Mary? She is in the front room with her boyfriend. She has stopped talking to him. He tells her to have an abortion. She starts crying and tells him to get out.
She is sitting in the fairy steps in the Burn Valley, looking at the flowers, the bridge, the river, listening to the birds, trying to decide what to do. In the distance, a woodland and the college she goes to, but will probably have to leave now. The bowling green to the left. Up close, the path slopes down, lined with daisies and dandelions. A squirrel hops across the path and scurries up a tree. Cabbage-white butterflies flutter around her. How is she going to tell her dad? She's always been his little princess, and he's bound to kick off. It was only yesterday he was going on about being on the pill, and if Ricky gets her pregnant, he would kill him. What would people who couldn't have kids think if she has to have a termination? How happy would they be with the same news? It's just so easy to get rid of them these days. She's definitely going to keep the baby. She knows that now, and she's not going to tell her dad.
Hello? It's you again. I thought you didn't want to know. But it's not the baby's fault. You shouldn't have got me drunk. You said I couldn't get pregnant first time. Well, it's yours. You never told me about any Hannah. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's up to me, not you.
What's this crap I heard about you and that bloke John at the party? Do you want to give Dad another heart attack? He's been bad enough since Mam left. I heard you were really drunk and all.
But listen, Fred, it wasn't my fault, and the drinks were stronger than he said.
Did he make you do stuff? If he did, I'll batter him.
No, but he said he really, really liked me.
So you wanted to do stuff with him? I can't believe my sister's such a little slut.
Don't call me that. I didn't know anything. I didn't really understand what we were doing till it was too late.
He used something, didn't he?
What do you mean? He used his thing? Isn't that what boys always do?
Like something on his thing? A condom, you know.
He said we didn't need one first time.
Oh my God, he could have given you anything.
Well, he has given me something.
What do you mean? Have you got a rash or something?
I mean, I'm pregnant. I'm having a baby.
Well, you'll have to get rid of it.
That's illegal.
I know someone who'll do it.
What if I don't want to? It's my baby.
Who's going to support it? No one round here will want to know you unless he marries you. Dad's ill. The shock might kill him and I'm off to the army soon. Who's going to help you? It's a good job our mum's dead. This would have killed her. Don't be stupid about it. I'm going to arrange it for you.
I wish Mum was still here to talk to.
She's in the passage of their house, ready for a quick getaway, trying to tell her mum the news. Mum is sitting on the sofa with Zoe watching EastEnders. Mum looks over.
You all right, love? I say Phil Mitchell's back on the booze.
Who cares about that potato head?
Who rattled your cage today?
No one. I'm all right. It's just that.
You won't believe it. My pizza burnt on Cafe Well and I can't serve. My customers saw my ratings going down.
Do you think I'm about Facebook games?
Oh, no need to bite me head off. I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
Why can't we ever talk about something that's real?
Reality's boring. Same thing every day.
Not always.
Come and sit down then. Let's have a chat.
No, don't worry. I have to pop round Chrissy's.
What do you fancy for tea when you get back?
Not bothered. I'll just heat something up when I get home.
Okay, love. See you later.
Yeah, bye. She's craving pure orange juice and Tesco's own chopped tomatoes. She's biting her fingernails while watching TV. Her dad comes in and says,
"You're killing cells from your fingers. It's no more difficult to get rid of it, you know."
She holds up the scan and snaps. Does that look like a cell from a finger? It's not the same. It's not the same at all.
You're too young to be a mam.
Obviously I'm not.
You stupid cow. You should have been more careful.
It's too late for that now.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. You could have a termination.
I'm not getting rid of it, Dad.
But look, you can't look after yourself. So how can you look after a baby?
I'll learn. She lights a cigarette. Her dad plucks it from her mouth and walks off smoking it.
Well, you can start by giving them up.
She is serving fish and chips and suddenly freezes because she feels something and it feels wrong. She is in the toilet, realising she is bleeding. She puts a tampon in to try and save the baby. She is panicking. She still hasn't told her mum and dad. She is looking at a blank screen, unsure if she still has a baby or not. She is looking at the shape of a kidney bean on the screen, crying with relief. She hasn't lost the baby. She is back at the doctor's, having a scan she insisted upon. She can see her baby lying on its back in her womb. She is smiling and very happy.
She is crunching ice cubes between her teeth and looking a little crazy. She's sitting reading a book in the living room. Her dad is hoovering up. Dad, have my ice cubes frozen yet?
How should I know?
Check for us, I've nearly finished these ones.
Check them yourself, I'm busy.
And I'm trying to read this book.
Well, it's not going anywhere, is it?
Dad, you're right by the kitchen. Just have a quick look for me. What's the big deal? Dad switches off the oven and stands looking at her, frowning. She looks up from her book. What's up with you?
How do you think you're going to cope?
I don't know, but we're going to find out, ain't we?
Well, don't think you can rely on me for everything.
Don't worry, I won't.
Well, you seem to be. You're living under my roof, aren't you?
Not for long. I'm looking for somewhere else to live and bring my baby up.
Are you now?
Yes, I'm going to be a good mum. That's why I'm reading this book they've gave me at antenatal. So don't worry, I won't be relying on you for anything.
I'm not saying I don't want to help out.
Sounds like it to me.
I'm just busy. You don't have to move out. Just check your own bloody ice cubes.
She starts crying. You think I'm going to be a crap mum, don't you?
No. I think you're going to be good. But it's hard. Harder than you think. Nothing will prepare you for what it's like, no matter how many books you read.
She is 13 weeks pregnant and had her 12-week scan. She's in her own house holding her scan photo, crying I'm pregnant to her mum, who was standing shocked in the living room. Her mum hugs her while she says, "Don't tell Dad." Her mum shakes her head and says, "I have to."
She's in Asda with a shopping trolley, wondering if a year's worth of free shopping is enough to pay for the embarrassment of her waters breaking. She has to stop now and bounce up and down on the spot and catch her breath. When it gets too bad, she sits down in the middle of the aisle with her hands clenched into fists on the floor and she rocks back and forth. She's going to get some paracetamol. She falls against the fridge, groaning and holding her tummy, and slides onto the kitchen floor. She can't get up because of the pain, and her mobile is on the other side of the room.
She is sitting on the couch with her boyfriend. Put your hand here. Can you feel the baby? It's moving.
He puts a hand gently on her belly. Wow, that's weird.
His phone goes off with a text. He looks it in. She cranes her neck and reads it too.
Hiya, gorgeous. What you up to?
Who's that off?
I don't know.
Well, text her back and ask her who it is.
He texts back and receives another text.
Let me see what it says now.
He shows her the phone. I can't believe you never saved my number.
Who is it?
I told you, I don't know.
Text her back now and ask her who it is.
He does, and a few moments later receives another text.
What does it say? Show me.
It says, Laura.
So who the hell is Laura?
I told you, I don't know.
Well, how did she get your number?
I don't know.
Liar. I'm going to bed.
She exits.
Later, he wakes up and says,
I've been texting her back. I know who it is.
well, if you text her again, it's over. Give me the phone.
Why?
Because I'm going to text the slut.
She texts Laura a message that says,
I'm going to hit you.
and keeps the phone in her hand.
A few moments later, a text arrives. She reads it and looks at him with distraught and anger.
He says, what's it say?
It says he has been texting me asking me for dirty pictures so he can have a wank over them.
She's lying.
You dirty bastard.
I said she's lying.
I don't believe you. Go.
What?
I said go. Just get your stuff and get out.
He starts crying, gathering up his things. She sits watching him. Without looking back, he leaves.
Later, she gets a text from him that says, take me back or I will kill myself.
She's recovering from an Indian meal. Her midwife tells her she might have preeclampsia. She better go straight to the hospital.
first sight of my baby after a long labour. I was in labour for 11 hours when eventually my son was brought into the world. My partner looked at me and started to cry, which set me off. The midwife passed me our son. He was red raw like a ripe strawberry with a scarlet mark across his face from the forceps. He looked at me and let out an almighty wail. At this point I thought he didn't like me. Liam, I said, he doesn't like me. But he couldn't speak because he was too busy sobbing his heart out. Everything inside me was slowly collapsing. I felt close, skin to skin, but also so far away, separate. The midwife took him and weighed him, £8.14.5. She handed him back and I fed him a little, but I was sinking into a river of sleep. So Liam took him in his arms for the first time.
Her dad is looking out of the window at the hospital car park. He says, "It looks like all those cars have been lined up in rows according to their colours." "Why are you talking about the cars?" She doesn't know he is crying.
She is in critical care for 2 days after giving birth. Her kidney nearly gave in during labour, and her blood pressure was over 200 because she had a fever. She slipped in and out of consciousness. Her baby is in an incubator beside her bed. She sees the faces of the visitors looking worried. She hears their voices. Is she going to be all right? Yes, she's going to be fine. Her dad's driving her home from the hospital. She's in the back seat with the baby. "I bet you're looking forward to getting home," he says. But she's already fallen asleep. She's finally got her baby home after being in special care for 7 days. She is worried that she'll have to go in because of the jaundice test. She's sitting in a chair in the hospital crying because her baby might have to go back in for tests.
To my son, I am calling you Alfie Robert North. Your daddy chose your name because he likes it. Alfie is short for Alfred, as Alfred the Great, but we will just call you Alfie. I hope no one shortens it to Alf. Robert comes from your great-granddad. We're sorry he's not here to see you. I like the name Taylor, but people said it was a girl's name. I like the name Joe. I kept dreaming that I have called you Joe, but we're going to call you Alfie Robert North. If you were a girl, you'd be Sophie Louise. One day you might play for West Ham United. But right now, you are a rib kicker, a hiccuper, a water breather, a sleep stealer, a bladder squeezer. When you are naughty, I'll call you Bugalugs. When you are smiling, you'll be my sexy man. When you are drifting off to sleep, wrapped up, snug in my arms, I'll call you my little angel. Don't try and bath him or you'll sure drown him. But if you do, first check the water is tepid. Yes, tepid. This means a little bit warm. Use the baby thermometer. Make sure there is bubble bath and at least 12 rubber ducks and the swimming square in mummy whale. Don't forget the wind-up turtle or the wind-up frog, or else. Make sure the heating is on beforehand and you will have a bath towel ready. You'll need a nappy and clean pyjamas too. Make sure you wash his hair, between his toes, under his neck, between his fingers and behind his ears where he rubs coal.
Once out in the pyjamas, put him in his pram and make up a bottle. Then let him drink it himself in his pram. He should be nodding off by then, so take him to bed and settle him down in his cot. Don't forget his soggy, his dummy and all 3 meerkats. Good luck.
She has the baby blues. She can't stop crying. She doesn't know why she feels like this, Dad says.
What the hell is wrong with you now?
I don't know, I just feel so depressed. I think I've got postnatal depression. I just want to sleep all the time, leave me alone. Dad shakes his head.
I think you should go for a check-up. Are you taking your iron tablets?
I keep forgetting to.
Dad shakes his head.
Right, well, I want to tell you a story about breastfeeding. I was a young mother who chose to breastfeed. I breastfed for 11 months. When I first started breastfeeding, it was extremely difficult. I found it really hard. I didn't have that much support, only my partner there to support me. I was given, I'd say, misleading advice that things like that I wouldn't get things like mastitis, that I could express once my child was 6 weeks. Things that, like, I got mastitis, I got it really bad, I had it for 5 months, it was undetected. And I couldn't express, I never could. So for 11 months straight, I literally just fed her myself, nobody else could. And then I had problems with things like job centres because I was on benefits, and they wouldn't allow me to breastfeed because I had to go to college in order to claim any benefits. So they told me to put my child on a bottle, which she wouldn't take. And I also had problems, things like feeding around the town. The feeding rooms were never open and you could never find anyone to open them. And when you did and you asked them, they'd take at least half an hour each time to come and open the door. On many occasions, my daughter was only 2 weeks old on one occasion, and I ended up sat on the floor outside the breastfeeding room feeding her because